IALTA, the company dedicated to building knowledge and setting the standards in the technical sector of aviation leasing. Welcome to our free certificate course on the Introduction to Aircraft Technical Records. This is video number 4 in our series of 11 videos introducing you to aircraft technical records. The aim of this video is to explain the role of a technical records person during the end-of-lease process. For the purpose of this training, we are going to assume that we are representing the owner of the aircraft leasing company, also known as the lessor. Over the life cycle of the aircraft, it will have a number of events whereby a comprehensive review of the technical records takes place. These events are often referred to as the end-of-lease transitions. When the airline hands back the aircraft to the lessor at the end of the lease, the transition takes place at an MRO, or Maintenance Repair Organization. These transitions can sometimes take months. The lessor will typically request assistance from a service provider company to provide a physical and records consultant to represent them at the end of lease transition. The physical consultant will often come from an engineering background and be familiar with the aircraft type. These consultants will be skilled in project management, negotiations, and have excellent communication skills. The role will involve physically inspecting the aircraft and to be present at the MRO to observe the maintenance check being performed. They will report back on the critical path items like cabin rebuild, landing gear swings, engine runs, engine boroscope, the demo flight, and the CRS, or Certificate of Release to Service. Another major role for the physical consultant will be to ensure that any physical findings in the open item list are closed out in a timely manner. The timeline for a physical consultant to be on site could be 1 to 2 months on a narrow-body aircraft such as a Boeing 737NG or Airbus A320. The open item list, often referred to as the OIL, is a tool that is commonly used by the consultants at a lease transition. The OIL allows the returning airline and the lessor to have access to the findings from the physical walk-around inspections and the technical records review. Now we will take a look at the role of the technical records consultant at the end of lease. The technical records review can typically start 3 months prior to the end of lease date. The consultant will be given access to the digital copies of the records on a cloud platform. The high-level process involves extracting and becoming familiar with the relevant technical return conditions from the lease agreement. Receiving the certified status list from the returning airline. Reviewing the technical records to ensure that all documents are present. Ensuring that any issues or missing records are captured on the OIL and communicated with all stakeholders. The lessor will supply the person performing the technical records review with the technical return conditions from the lease agreement to ensure that the returning airline's technical records meet the requirements. In video 5, we will discuss some typical technical return conditions. The returning airline will issue the lessor with a technical records status list. These are a certified and dated set of technical records to confirm the condition and status of the aircraft at the date issued by the airline. The technical records review will follow an industry standard checklist to ensure that all records are present and that any associated paperwork, for example, routine task cards and non-routine cards, are verified for DFP and date. Reminder that when a maintenance task is performed on an aircraft, the engineer will complete the paperwork and include the date, his certified number, and signature for sign-off. The acronym for the signed performed work is referred to in the aviation industry as the DFP or dirty fingerprint, and the confirmation of DFPs is an integral part of all technical records reviews. Reminder that when performing a routine task and we notice an issue or defect, then an NRC or non-routine card is raised from the routine task card number so as to maintain continuity with the MPD task number. If a component is needed to rectify the issue, the NRC will state the part number, serial number, batch number, and the attached paperwork from the parts supplier verifying the part serviceability. For example, this could be a YASA Form 1 or FAA 8130. It is important to have a control mechanism for any discrepancies or findings from the technical records review, and this is commonly done on an OIL or open item list. The person reviewing the records on behalf of the lessor will control who has access to the OIL. Communication is an integral part of the technical records person's role. Keeping the aircraft lessor up to date on the rate of oil items being closed and aware of the maintenance check progress is critical. Also, having a good communication channel with the returning airline will allow for a smooth transition of the aircraft back off lease. But we must point out that the records person will have to travel to the location of the hard copy records, and this part of the role involves a lot of box diving to find hard copy records and a lot of record sorting and scanning in order to create organized digital records. Before we go any further, please proceed to register for the course on our website, and when you have finished all the videos, complete the multiple choice questions associated with each video to achieve your certificate. Like what we do? Then please follow us on LinkedIn and stay up to date with weekly posts on technical records. You can also keep up to date by visiting our aviation blog page at www.ialta.aero. Congratulations on completing video number 4, the role of a technical records person at end of lease. The next video is number 5, where we will discuss in more detail technical return conditions and status lists.